Do we want to begin? It's now 9:40 a.m. So we can start the Committee of Adjustment hearing now for March 5th, 2026. Oh. Anyone on WebEx, please make sure you stay muted. Thank you. Until your application is called. Thank you. And through the chair, first we have the first item is to ratify the minutes from the last Committee of Adjustment hearing.
Is there someone who'd like to move? Mel, seconded by Bob. All in favor? Opposed? Seeing none? Motion carried.
Oh, yes, through the chair, should we do a roll call and also if there's any possible conflict of interest of the committee members? Thank you.
We'll do a quick roll call. Robert? Donna? Mel? Nick? Sebastian? And Yolanda? Yonica? And myself, Dale. Are there any members of the committee that have a conflict of interest with any applications today? Seeing none. The first application is 9:45.
Yes, and I'll just let the chair know, we do have an application that the applicant had just prior to the hearing, was requesting to table. It's for 825-075-970 Garth Street. It's a minor variance application. I don't know if at 9:45, if you wanted to handle that one first. I know the agent is here. Yeah, thank you.
What was the address of that one again? Sorry.
Yes, 970 Garth Street.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello?
Just wait. We'll get to you at soon. Okay. Thank you.
Do you want to move that and have that looked after now? I'll make a motion to accept the table and of.
Do you want to handle it now?
Garth?
Do you want to handle it now?
Yeah, do it.
Okay. Yeah. And I believe the agent is here. So it was. Item, and I believe there are some residents here. I believe there are some members of the public here. It's the minor variance application A25075-970 Garth Street, Hamilton. Owner is A. Clariso. Applicant is S. Piskovic, and the agent is Desinger, Mann and Associates, S. Piskovic. So for any members of the public, I believe the applicant is going to be requesting to table or defer this application. So if that is allowed, there won't be a discussion on the application today. However, any members of the public, if you want to be notified on the application, if you're here in the council chambers, you can fill out an interested party form. It's just behind the podium there. Or if anyone's on the WebEx portal, you can, just in case, you can also email us at cofa@hamilton.ca to provide your information to us, and then we will notify you on any updates relating to this application when they're available. Yes, and just getting back to the application, is the applicant or agent here? And this was item 2.11. S. Piskovic, I believe the agent is here. Just check. Is S. Piskovic here, or is the owner here? A. Clarizio, are you there? Okay.
If they're not here, we maybe have to wait till they.
Hello? Hello?
Oh, are
It's
you there?
the agent here. It's Sean here. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sorry, go ahead.
Hello?
Go ahead.
Yep, I'm the agent there for 970 Garth. Sean, that's my name.
Yes, and I believe you were requesting to table the application?
Yes, I was, please.
Okay. Thank you. Oh,
Okay, so we've had a motion to table, seconded by Donna. All in favor? Opposed, seeing none, motion carried, application is tabled. And when that time slot comes up at 10:30, there may
Yeah,
be some
we
people
can-
that come on between now and then, so we'll
Yeah,
just,
we can remind people then as well. Okay, thank you.
okay.
All right. Okay, next, we have a minor variance application. It is A25255, 60 Mountsburg Road, Flamborough. Owner is M. Perry, J. Perry. Applicant is J. Bognar, and the agent is J. Bognar as well. Are there, I believe we have some interested parties here. Let me just see if, okay, I believe they just provided, I believe these interested parties just, let me just double check here. Okay, let me just check. We do have two interested parties. I'm just gonna check if they're here, and or if they wanted to participate. Renato Poloni? Renato Poloni? Okay, and Tammy Burley? Are you here? Council Chambers on WebEx? Okay, I don't believe they're here, but I will ask, is there any other members of the public who wish to speak on this application? Okay, seeing none, I'll ask the applicant or agent. Please step forward. Please provide your name and address, and you have 5 minutes to speak. Thank you.
Jenny Bognar, 193 East 43rd Street, Hamilton, Ontario. And this is Mark Perry, the owner of the property. I did have a presentation that I sent in. Do I put my USB in here? How does that work? Sorry.
No, I think we have it. I
Okay.
will load it up.
Thank you.
Just give me a moment.
Okay. Good to go?
Yeah.
All right. Next slide, please. Okay, so we are requesting one variance to facilitate the construction of an agricultural storage building to prevent a 5-meter side yard setback instead of the required 15 side yard setback. As you are aware, we chose to defer at our first meeting on January 20th so that we could make changes to satisfy the staff in the Natural Heritage Department and reduce the conditions they had imposed upon a possible approval. We also wanted to ensure that we were having the most minimal impact on the surrounding vegetation and trees as possible. Next slide, please. We met with the city staff over Zoom to discuss the options and determined that moving the ASB outside of the 30-meter wetland boundary was the most ideal change to satisfy Natural Heritage staff. As per the staff report, this has alleviated any concerns they once had. Along with addressing staff concerns, we will save more trees and be able to maintain some of the existing natural features on the property. Conservation Halton has and still is in support of the proposed ASB location and no longer regulates this building as it is outside of the 30-meter wetland buffer. No revised permit is required. We also think it's important to note that this ASB will be strictly used for farming equipment such as tractors and possibly seed soil. There will be absolutely no livestock of any kind now or in the future, ensuring the building has very little impact on the surrounding area and the neighbor. Next slide, please. I'm not sure if the neighbor still had the same concerns as at the first meeting, but we'll address those anyways. We would also like to address the neighbor's letter that was submitted from our original application. First, he notes concerns with privacy and sunlight. As we've mentioned previously, there will be no windows or doors on the rear of the building that faces this reduced side yard, so there would be no impact on his privacy. He also mentioned sunlight. The fact that his primary dwelling is approximately 55 meters away from our proposed structure, we strongly feel that this building would have absolutely no effect on his sunlight or well-being. It also appears that he runs a business on his property, which backs right onto our proposed ASB location. This building would provide a much-needed barrier for my client from this busy and most likely noisy mobile wash business, which large trucks, constantly on site, many of which appear to be parked on or over the property line. Next slide, please. He also mentions that there is a difference in zoning between his property and our subject property. He should be aware, though, that the well over 50% of his property is zoned A2 and usable. Just a small portion is P7 and P8, which can be seen on the map. Next slide, please. For all the reasons laid out, we feel that this request is minor in nature as it strives to work within the constraints of the natural vegetation of the property while imposing little impact on the neighboring property. We are happy with staff's thoughtful responses in the report provided and agree with their recommendation for approval. Thank you for your time and are happy to answer any questions you may have. Thank you.
Okay. I did notice on the application, there's no house, no dwelling on the property. Is that right?
There is one being proposed. We're just waiting to actually be able to get into the property and get soil samples for septic and all of that.
Okay. And the other question was, the building's being built under an agricultural purpose, and I just wondered what agricultural industry or type of farming the owner has?
I think at this point it would just be tractors to maintain the property, riding lawnmower, things like that. But I don't know if there's plans to do farming.
Yeah, I mean, eventually we're looking at building a greenhouse and maybe growing some plants and stuff like that. But right now we're just doing one step at a time.
Okay. Committee have any questions? Robert?
Yeah, after reviewing the site, and I know there's some concern, there was some concerns around the setback, but given there's that big outcrop of rocks right out front, even to allow access, hence makes a little more sense pushing it back. And of course, as you stated, you're not wasting all that property back there too. So, and looking at the contour lines that I saw, this is the best spot, period, with the outcrop too. I mean, it's a perfect mate, so, yeah.
Okay. Motion made by Robert, seconder Mel. All in favor? Opposed? Seeing none, motion carried, application approved.
Thank you.
Next, we have a minor variance application, 826-017, 90 Oak Knoll Drive, Hamilton. Owner is M. Wexler. Applicant and agent are J. Bognar. Are there any members of the public who wish to speak on this application? Okay, seeing none, I'll ask the applicant or agent, please step forward. Please provide your name and address, and you have 5 minutes to speak. Thank you.
Yeah, Jenny Bogner, 193 East 43rd Street, Hamilton, Ontario. Sorry. Okay, yeah, so we're requesting the two variances, one for a 0.09 meter front yard setback to a mudroom addition, which is being built under the existing front porch. The roof structure is all to remain. And then a 0 meter front yard setback for the required landing and steps off of that new mudroom. The family just needs a bit more space in their entryway, a couple kids and strollers, all of that. So they just want a bit more space to store that stuff in a in a conditioned space, and also a little less weather coming into the house. It goes right into the living room space there. So like I said, we're building it within the footprint of the existing front porch. not changing the roof structure, so very little impact to, the overall look of the house from a massing perspective. And then the required landing and steps, obviously a 0 meter setback there, and we're aware of the encroachment agreement that we're required to obtain, and we're happy to do that.
Okay, and you're okay with the proposed conditions that are
Yes.
listed? Okay. Is there any questions from the committee?
I'll make a motion to approve with the proposed conditions.
Okay, motion made by Yannicka. Is there a seconder? Donna, all in favor? Opposed? Seeing none, motion carried, application approved.
Thank you.
Next, we have anyone on Web, yeah, oh, please stay on mute on WebEx, thank you. Next, we have a minor variance application, A26016, 44 to 48 Dalewood Crescent, Hamilton. The owner and applicant are both the same, it's J. Giotis and P. Vola Giotis, and agent is W. Jasvik. I believe we had an interested party, Shingo Yuki. You there? Shingo Yuki. I believe they were going to participate virtually. I don't know if they're, okay. Okay, I don't know if they're, Shingo Yuki, okay, if I don't see them, okay. Is there any other members of the public who wish to speak on this application? Okay, seeing none, I'll ask the applicant or agent, please step forward. Please provide your name and address, and you have 5 minutes to speak. Thank you.
I believe you're still muted. There we go.
It's a lot of feedback. I'm sorry if this sounds. I'll be very brief. This involves two buildings on
There's
the house for
We're
approximately
getting
90 years
echo.
with absolutely no changes at all. It's application
Just one moment, Walter. Oh,
with a severance that has been granted as a condition.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think it's the speakers in your room. If you can mute those, that might help.
Is that a little better?
No, there's still an echo. Yeah. You could also, if you wanted, you could always use the phone-in option too, if you wanted to. See if that might be better. Or if you had.
Mr. Chairman, is there a number to call?
We're still getting the echo. Oh, the number. Let me. Yeah, it's if you're local, it's a local call. It's a 905-540-5497. I think there's a code you need. Yeah. I believe we sent it to you earlier. It's in that WebEx information. Yeah, we'll resend it to you as well. We'll resend it to you by email, okay? Through the chair, did you want to wait for him to reconnect, or do we want to? It's 9:59 a.m.
Do we feel like we have a lot of questions for this one? Yeah, like we could probably just move
Yeah,
forward if possible.
Yeah, through the chair, if the committee wanted, they could just proceed if they wanted to make a decision. So for the agent, we, if you're okay with it, the committee's indicating they're comfortable moving forward just to make a decision and not get a presentation from you. Okay, if that's okay. All right.
Okay, so,
Motion forward to accept the application
okay, Donna, and seconded by Nick. All in favor?
With the 4 conditions.
with the
Opposed?
conditions, yeah.
Any opposed? None opposed? Motion,
We're all in favor.
all in favor?
All in favor.
Yep, okay.
Okay. Okay, thank you. All right.
Motion carried, application approved.
Okay, so Mr. Jazvik, if you wanted, you could leave now. Thank you. Next, we have a minor variance application, A26012, 18 Bruce Street, Hamilton. Owner is C. Redmond and C. Larrabee, and applicant is C. Brown. Are there any members of the public who wish to speak on this application? Okay, seeing none, I'll ask the applicant or agent to please step forward. Please provide your name and address, and you have 5 minutes to speak. Thanks.
Good afternoon, or morning, sorry. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, just checking. My name is Christine Brown, and I live at 444 Upper Gage Avenue. I am speaking on behalf of the owners here. They have an existing detached garage in their rear yard, which happens to be a through lot, and it backs onto Hess Street. So along Hess Street, there are, I think most of the properties on there have detached garages that are either legal, non-conforming, or have variances to permit them to be there. And the owners would like to tear down and rebuild their garage, but have a space above it, mostly just as an office space. There is not going to be any plumbing or otherwise. It's not intended to be an ADU. I did read the staff report, and I see that staff are supportive of variance 1, 2, and I think, no, yeah, 1, 2, and 3. I think the one that they weren't okay with was the essentially front yard setback. They did suggest a condition of 0.5 meters versus 0 meters, and I think we are all in favor of that. So we're fine with shifting it back 0.5 meters if that would allow the application to be approved. And I did also note that I saw some aspects about it for cultural heritage, so we will be going through that process before we go through building permit.
Okay, great. Committee have any questions?
Make a motion to approve the application with variance 4, changing to 0.5 meter setback, which is what the staff.
Okay, motion made by Robert, seconder Donna. All in favor? Opposed? Seeing none, motion carried, application approved.
Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Through the chair, I just want to check. I know staff comment, the development planning staff were indicating their recommendation was to approve variances 1 to 3, but deny variance 4. Did the committee approve all the variances? I just wanted to check. Yeah. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, my intent was to approve them all,
Right.
and then alter the last variance 4 to the 0.5,
Okay.
or 0.5, whatever the number was.
Okay. With the proposed conditions and notes as well.
Correct.
Okay. Thanks. And our next application is at 10:05 a.m. Okay, next we have a consent application, B26001, 401 Victoria Avenue, North Hamilton. Owner is a numbered company, 2681270 Ontario Incorporated, A Fresina. Agent is Civic Planning and Design Incorporated, M. Davis. Are there any members of the public who wish to speak on this application? Okay, seeing none, I'll ask the applicant or agent to please step forward. Please provide your name and address, and you have 5 minutes to speak. Thanks.
Thank you very much, and good morning, Mr. Chair. My name is Mike Davis with Civic Planning and Design based in London. Appreciate the opportunity to attend the meeting virtually this morning. We represent the owners of both 400 Wellington and 401 Victoria Avenue North. The owners have filed consent applications to facilitate a lot line adjustment between these two properties. It's essentially a package deal, item 2.5 and 2.6 on your agenda, two applications, but functionally they kind of aim to achieve the one outcome, which is that lot line adjustment. In very simple terms, the intent of the lot line adjustment is to generally improve the functionality of these two existing commercial light industrial sites for both owners. We've reviewed the staff reports and the recommended conditions and are in agreement with both. So we'd ask for your approval today. If committee members have any questions, I'm certainly more than happy to address those. And once again, appreciate your time.
Okay, thank you. Committee have any questions or concerns on this application?
Just through the chair, did the committee want to handle this one with the other consent application as well together?
Yeah,
or
I think we,
I think we could.
Yeah, so I'll just make a note here just for the record is that I originally indicated we were hearing consent application B26001, 401 Victoria Avenue North Hamilton, but the committee will also be concurrently handling the related consent application as well, B25076, 400 Wellington Street North Hamilton. That one, the owner is TKFV Holding Limited, K. DeMello. Agent is Civic Planning and Design Incorporated, M. Davis. So again, both applications will be heard and considered by the committee at this time. Thank you.
okay, Mel?
Yeah, I think both applications are straightforward. I'll make a motion to accept both applications.
Okay, is there a seconder? Robert, all in favor? Opposed? Seeing none, motion carried, application approved.
And sorry, through the chair, who seconded that motion? Was it?
Robert.
Oh, Robert. Oh, sorry. Okay.
And that was for both of them, right?
For both, yes. Yep, for B26001 and B25076. And our next application will be heard at 10:15 a.m. Thanks. Okay. It's now 10:15 a.m. Our next application is a minor variance application, A26018. 220 Yahara Place, Ancaster. Owner is B. Coverdale and C. McLeod. And applicant is also the same, B. Coverdale and C. McLeod. Is there any members of the public who wish to speak on this application? Seeing none, I'll ask the applicant to please step forward. Please provide your name and address, and you have 5 minutes to speak. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me. My name is Brad Coverdale, so I'm the owner of the property at 220 Yahara Place. We are obviously inquiring about building a accessory building on the property. I've read the staff notes, and I understand that like the square footage portion of the lot coverage has been approved. I understand that there's some concern about the height of the property. I want to just take an opportunity to kind of explain the reason why the garage is as tall as it is. I'm a builder in town. The plan is to develop a home there, which we have plans for that are going to go in for permit within the next 6 to 8 months. We would like to build this dwelling, this property, to be able to store stuff on the property during construction and have a garage, so that we're able to do that. This property is, right now, I just want to kind of explain a few things around, like 2 houses for me, I understand there's a concern about height. 2 houses for me, there's a house that's 10.1 meters, which is only 0.4 meters underneath the requirement. The property that I'm offering to build is only 9.93 meters tall is the height of the house, the garage being 7.85 meters. The plan is to eventually attach this garage to the house with a breezeway from a carport that's on the plan of the house. I understand that being an accessory dwelling, there is some concern of that it is taller. But if it was attached to a house, this wouldn't be a concern. So I'm hopeful that you guys understand the whole portion of why I'm trying to do this. I'm a builder in town. I honestly care about what the heritage looks like in this town. I don't want to build a huge monstrosity. Our plan is to kind of continue to have that craftsman style Ancaster heritage looking home, with this garage being something that we would have built before you'll notice that the property, it's got an older home on it that's really flat roofed. It's going to be obviously a 2-story home that's built there for my family. I'm happy to answer any questions that anyone has around it. I feel that we're being reasonable with the heights that we're trying to propose. It's impossible to get any sort of storage upstairs if there wasn't that opportunity, but if anyone has any questions, I would be happy to answer them.
Okay. Is there a plan in with the city now for the house or not?
No, I have a set of plans. Honestly, I only read the staff notes yesterday. I got the staff notes at noon yesterday, so I didn't have an opportunity to send you guys kind of a rebuttal to it. I have the house plans. They're obviously, the house is completely, it's just in final stages of engineering, so I can get a submit. The plan is I'm hopeful to build the accessory building this year and then start the garage start the home in 2027 is my plan. I've done multiple builds in town, and I'm a local builder to Ancaster, but I don't want to, I know I could submit the house attached to it and build the dwelling first. I don't particularly want to do that. I want to try to get it for, obviously, not spend so much time trying to get the permit. I would like to get this dwelling first. So,
Committee, questions?
Could
Donna?
we have the staff comment on that? Is that like putting the cart before the horse, or what's your take on that?
Good morning, David Bonaventura, Planning Tech West team. Through the chair to the committee member, kind of broadly, we could only review what is before us. I did discuss this with the applicant, but we can only offer our comments on what we have available for review. To provide some clarity, though, I did get confirmation from zoning staff that a breezeway necessarily wouldn't constitute an attached structure. It has to have 3 walls, not just a roof attached between them. But in the event that the proposed garage is connected, right now the plans show about a 1.5 meter setback or so. They would need a future variance if that was considered attached to the main dwelling as well, as the side yard for the R2 zone's 2 meters. Just for reference.
I'm okay moving that property 2 meters off the building off 2 meters. So if it has to come off that 2 meters, I also don't have to attach it. My comment to you guys is I'm willing to do whatever I have to do to comply with the neighboring property so it makes sense. But at the same time, I mean, it's going to have, if there's a carport attached to the home that's designed and a small breezeway could be attached if it needs to be. And if it needs to be moved to 2 meters, I'm willing to do that.
How do you tend to handle the easement that's going to be right underneath the proposed garage?
The easement that I have? Where is there an easement on that property?
One of the, I think it was was it on your drawing you submitted?
There's no easement on that property. The only easement on that property is in the far right-hand corner. Not
Okay,
on
you
the,
might want to double check your drawing you sent in then. Because it indicates there's an easement there underneath, right underneath the garage, proposed garage.
I mean, I've quickly reviewed this.
It doesn't say on this, it's a survey that was done by A.T. McLaren.
That's correct, yeah.
Yeah. And it indicates an easement, unless I'm reading this wrong.
I don't think there's no easement on that side of the property. The only easement is on the right-hand side in the very back corner. There's a drainage portion in that property.
Do you want, through the chair, do you want me to share the screen there? Just see it?
Yes,
or-
please.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I see that right there.
Yeah.
Subject to a 3.0 wide easement as an instrument number such and such. Oh, where's the easement?
There it is.
Right along that,
Where are you looking?
on the right-hand side.
So there's the easement for this property. The only easement that when we,
You see that dotted line?
yeah.
That runs right through the foundation of your garage, right out to the traffic circle. I'm reading that as.
No, that easement's on that's on my neighboring property. So there's a power line that goes on my neighboring property that there's no property, like if you look at the property, there's no hydro lines that run anywhere near my, like the side lot there. I mean, I'll move that, like the garage is, how far is that easement off the corner? It'll move, if I move it to 2 meters, it'll move it on the opposite side of the easement. If that is an easement, I don't believe it is.
I'm reading that as there's an easement there, but.
I mean, if it gets approved on condition, I prove that that's not an easement, I'm happy to have A.T. McLaren clarify this drawing. But
That's just one portion of what we have to deal with today. The thing is, on the street, there's one house, 2-story, around the corner to the left.
Yeah.
That's big.
Yeah.
Whereas you've got basically a bungalow there. And I know you've got a growing family with kids.
Yeah.
Hence the bigger house. But in fairness, right now, the garages you've proposed doesn't fit the neighborhood and your house, which is part of the bylaw conditions. It's just overpowered. It's going to be overpowered.
Okay.
But having the new information that you're planning on building a newer home,
Yeah, 2-story dwelling.
because that house is probably, what, in the 70s?
Oh, it's built in like the 50s. Yeah, it's old.
Yeah, a while ago.
Yeah, we plan on trying to rent out the house, but it's not possible.
If we had more information, it might, on what you propose to do down the road, it would make it easier to approve that garage.
Is there a way of me sharing that right now? I can email it to anyone. No?
No.
I think right now the best solution is that we table it. I know, it's a 6-letter word that contractors fear. But the thing is, I can't put a blessing on this the way the information we have right now. But I think you need to clarify that and come up with a site plan that's going to show where the new house is, what the elevations are, and how it affects the overall property with the garage, and then figure out this easement, and then we have a way to go forward from there.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
So I'll make a motion that we table this until we have more information come in.
Okay, there's a motion for table, and that's okay with the applicant to
I don't think I have a lot of choice in the matter.
Well,
Well, you do, but
Yeah.
is the alternative.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, we have a property, I even have renderings done with the shop and the garage on it, so I just obviously wait till, when's the next meeting, next month?
okay. Moved by Robert, seconded by Mel.
It's April 2nd. I don't know if we're able to put it onto that meeting, but we usually meet once or twice a month. But we will be sending you some information after the hearing, just in terms of letting you know how to proceed. Thanks. Okay?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay, all in favor? Opposed? One opposed?
Nick oppose? Oppose, okay.
Okay, then motion's carried, application is tabled.
Okay. Next, we have a minor variance application, A26013, 42 Ostler Drive, Dundas. Owner is M. Apollonio and A. Tatarin. The applicant is the same, M. Apollonio and A. Tatarin, and the agent is C. Harrison. Is there any members of the public who wish to speak on this application? Okay, seeing none, I'll ask the applicant or agent to please step forward. Please provide your name and address, and you have 5 minutes to speak. Thank you.
Good morning. It's Chris Harrison, the agent speaking. I assume you can hear me?
Yes, welcome to our meeting.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for the time. So briefly, this project started about a year and a half ago by consulting the Hamilton Conservation Authority, who subsequently came to the site, reviewed the proposed 150 square foot deck to replace an existing rotting larger deck in roughly the same general location, the north side of the house, and they're satisfied that the plans are acceptable to them. Hence, the conditional recommendation for the minor variance, which is required for the rear yard setback, which we all acknowledge is encroaching on the minimum required. However, as the planning department rightly points out, the main issue is privacy to any rear neighbor, of which there's none, because that's where the Conservation Authority's jurisdiction is. There are no houses to the north. So briefly, in summary, we feel the requirement for a tree protection plan and a site restoration plan is unnecessary. It represents extra expense. The owners have already gone to extra expense to satisfy the Conservation Authority. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Committee? So the two conditions that are proposed, you'd like to, or you don't want to put them into play?
Correct.
That's a good question. I just wonder,
Donna?
do you have something in writing from the conservation area that, or was that attached? Okay.
Yeah, it was
Oh, so I missed
Yes.
that. All right, okay,
There is a letter, yes.
okay. All right, so I guess I could make a motion to approve the application, removing those two proposed conditions.
Okay, is there a seconder? Nick, all in favor? Opposed? Seeing none, motion carried, application approved.
Thank you.
I know I was reading it here, but I didn't
So just through the chair confirming, it was approved, but the two conditions have been removed,
remove, right?
but the notes would still be there. Okay. Next, we have a consent application, B25089, 1738 Highway number 5, West Flamborough. Owner is H&E Vandermeulen, and the applicant is M&K Bartels, and the agent is C. Van Berkel. Just letting the committee know, there's also an associated minor variance application, A25264. Also the same address, 1738 Highway number 5 West, Flamborough. Owner is H. Vandermeulen. Applicant is Zoltan Engineering, G. Vandermeulen. Agent is Zoltan Engineering, G. Vandermeulen. And through the chair, I believe, unless you indicate otherwise, I believe the committee would be handling both applications together. Is there any members of the public who wish to speak on these applications? Okay, seeing none, I'll ask the applicant or agent, please step forward. Please provide your name and address, and you have 5 minutes to speak. Thank you.
Good morning, committee. My name is Chris Van Berkel, 274 German School Road, Paris, and I'm the agent for the Bartels and Vandermeulens for the consent application. And
I'm Jarrett Vandermeulen from Zoltan Engineering, 4380 South Service Road, Burlington, and I'm the applicant and agent regarding the minor variance application.
Okay, do you have any questions or any comments you want to make?
Go first. After we were here in January, we had a good discussion with the city staff where we were able to sort out those the number discrepancies and come to an agreement there. So I think we're in agreement with the conditions and notes, and we're happy to have the staff recommendation of approval. So unless there's any other questions, thank you.
Committee?
Make a motion to approve both of the applications with the existing conditions and note.
Okay, moved by Donna, seconded by Nick. All in favor? Opposed? Seeing none, motion carried, application approved.
thank you, committee.
Thank you very much.
And then, through the chair, we had, and just to reiterate, we were supposed to hear a minor variance application next, A25075-970 Garth Street, Hamilton. Owner is A. Clariso, applicant is S. Piskovic, and the agent is DeZinger, Mann and Associates, S. Piskovic. If there's any members of the public here, just to let you know, this application was tabled or was deferred at the beginning of the hearing. The applicant had requested to table the application. So if there's any members of the public, if you're interested in this matter, you can, if you're here in the council chambers, you can fill out an interested party form. It's just behind the podium there, and just leave it there. Or if you're on WebEx, if you want, you can always send us an email at cofa@hamilton.ca with your contact information, and then we will keep you up to date on any future updates on the application. Okay, and the next application is to be heard at 10:35 a.m. Thanks. Okay, next, we have a minor variance application, A25229, to Buchanan Court, Flamborough. Owner is M. Chichia. Applicant is A. Drystra Contracting Incorporated, D. Drystra, Limestone Trail, and A. Kozlowski. Are there any members of the public who wish to? Just wondering, is the applicant or agent here for 2 Buchanan Court, Flamborough? Okay, just wondering, I believe staff are recommending the application be tabled. Are you just looking to proceed, or what do you, sorry? Okay. Okay, sure, if you want to come. Okay, so you want to proceed. Okay,
Yeah.
If that's the case, then I'm going to first ask, is there any members of the public who wish to speak on this application? 2 Buchanan Court? Okay, seeing none, I'll ask you're here, applicant, if you could please provide your name and address, and you have 5 minutes to speak. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Darren Drystra, and address 74066 Wellandport Road for the minor variance application of 2 Buchanan Court. The proposal is to permit a modest single-story detached additional dwelling unit in the side yard of the existing single detached dwelling. This morning, I'd like to focus on 3 points: the 4 tests, distinction between policy-based and impact-based planning, and the efforts made with planning and the NEC staff. The proposed ADU is a single-story, small in scale, and located in the screened side yard by the existing fence. The revised setbacks have been addressed with staff comments. The height complies, drainage is acceptable, and the forestry comments can be addressed through a standard permit process. Overall, from the proposed design and neighborhood perspective, the impacts are minor. The development introduces gentle density within the boundary and contributes to housing supply and maintains neighborhood character and is compatible in scale and design. Planning staff have acknowledged that if not for the NEC plan restriction, they would not anticipate adverse impacts. The intent of the side yard regulations is to protect the streetscape and preserve open space, ensure visibility, and prevent overdevelopment. We responded to staff concerns by increasing the setbacks, protecting the municipal tree root zone, and maintaining the fence, and addressing the comments that were made. And then the last, concerning the official plan, this is where the discussion becomes more refined. Under the Urban Hamilton official plan, additional dwelling units are permitted, and they are encouraged. Planning staff have acknowledged that this proposal maintains compatibility with the neighborhood character. However, the property is within the NEP or the NEC plan area, and under 2.2.11 of the plan, secondary dwelling units must be contained within the principal dwelling and cannot be detached. But it creates a policy conflict. It's important to the difference between an attached and a detached unit in this case is structural, and it's not functional in terms of the actual use of it. Whether an attached or detached, the land use remains the same, 1 principal dwelling and 1 secondary dwelling unit on a residential lot. And then why is this application unique? The zoning bylaw permits the ADUs of Hamilton, the official plan permits detached ADUs, the secondary plan encourages housing mix. The only restriction arises from the specific Niagara Escarpment Plan clause requiring the unit to be attached. Planning staff themselves note that if the committee chooses to approve the application, they do not anticipate any adverse impacts. And this distinction is critical. This is not a case where the development causes harm. It is a policy conflict between overlapping planning frameworks. After the application was previously tabled, we proactively requested a meeting with planning staff and the Niagara Escarpment Commission to discuss the policy and explore potential solutions. Planning staff attended and we had a good discussion. NEC staff were not present and we did not receive any further opportunity to discuss the matter directly with them. This proposal meets good planning. It is modest, compatible, and we were responsive to staff feedback. For the reasons mentioned today, we respectfully request approval of the application. Thank you for your time, and I'm here for any questions you may have.
Okay, thank you.
And sorry, through the chair, I just apologies. I actually was looking at the comments from the last Committee of Adjustment hearing. The last time the planning staff were recommending to table the application, but this time, no. I think the committee members, you've reviewed it. It's the development planning staff, the comments this time around is they're indicating they're not able to support it as the proposal does not conform with the Niagara Escarpment Plan. Just wanted to clarify that. Thank you.
Okay, Mel?
Can I hear from the planning department, because I understand from what I'm reading here that you're okay with what the conditions are now?
Through the chair, Anthony Mancini, Planning Technician 1. To the committee member, yeah, staff have had discussions with the applicant. We acknowledge this is an unusual situation where the NEP plan doesn't permit detached ADUs, but the UHOP does permit it. In this case, we don't anticipate any concerns to the streetscape or the neighborhood character, and the applicant has addressed our concerns with the setback to the tree. Thank you.
Donna?
Is it my understanding that we can't supersede the NEC? Is that what the...
Good morning, Spencer Skidmore, Acting Manager. Through the chair, so the NEC and the Niagara Escarpment Planning and Development Act, so which the act that gives statutory power to the Niagara Escarpment Plan, it does supersede the Planning Act. So where there's a conflict between our official plan, the Urban Hamilton official plan in this case, and the Niagara Escarpment Plan, the Niagara Escarpment Plan prevails. And that's why, as Anthony noted, from a technical perspective, the applicants addressed all of our technical concerns with the tree and all of that stuff to make sure that street tree survives. But from a policy perspective, we can't support it because it doesn't meet our official plan, because our official plan has policies that say everything has to conform to the Niagara Escarpment Plan, and where there's a conflict, the Niagara Escarpment Plan prevails. So it's a bit of a really strange situation, but that's kind of where staff are coming from. Thank you.
So if we approve that, goes against NEC, so then the NEC can proceed with remedial, like they could charge him with something or whatever. They could tell him to take it down. They could do their enforcement, I guess is what I'm saying, is they can go forward with enforcement.
So through the chair, it's a good question. So this isn't in what's called the area of development control for the Niagara Escarpment Plan. So places like, for example, like Dundas Valley, where there's really sensitive features, the Niagara Escarpment Commission actually has development control. So they actually have to issue a permit for everything, that even a deck, anything that gets done there, any kind of development, they have to issue a permit. It's very regulated. And in that instance, they have a lot more power under the Niagara Escarpment Development Act. In this instance, it's not in the area of development control. So they don't need a permit. So really, this is just a policy exercise. Now, I can't comment on whether the Niagara Escarpment Commission would, look at this application, either A, appeal, they could appeal the decision. I don't know if they would. Or if they have the ability, I don't know the ins and outs in terms of their enforcement, if they would kind of enforce if there's a non-compliance, but they wouldn't be required to pull a permit. So there wouldn't be kind of any kind of permitting process. Okay. So there's a potential risk where they appeal, but I would leave that up to kind of the folks of the Niagara Escarpment Commission.
Great. Okay, thanks.
So just to sum up on that, if we were to proceed and allow the applicant to development, he would be at a risk of anything coming down the pipe from the NEC. However, it's basically all policy. He wouldn't have to go back to get permits from the NEC at all.
That's correct. So the next step for the applicant would be a building permit. I don't know if you've already submitted. Probably that's why you're here. So that would be a building permit process. And then if the NEC wants to pursue either an appeal or some kind of enforcement, that would be entirely up to them. But there is a slight risk there, yeah.
Wouldn't it be similar to, like, we're going for a minor variance for the setbacks and such? So if it gets approved, like, this committee still approved that, right? Whereas we're going against the policy of the NEC rather than the policy of Hamilton. So you guys can still approve it, but then they still have the ability to appeal it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and in my opinion, I think we should just approve it and then let it flow through. If anyone challenges it, they challenge it, and that's the problem that comes up then. But this is the first step. Based off of what we have here, it seems to match up with what we're generally looking for. And then I guess we'll just leave it up to the NEC if they decide to challenge it.
The thing is with that, and I agree, because there's no permitting required. They can't hang you out to dry on a permit. It's more their policy. And
It's totally up to you to take that.
Well, at least
yeah,
he,
no, I know, I realize that.
No, I'm just,
at least he knows
yeah.
the risk is there, right?
Yeah,
May
yeah,
not.
and we have talked about that with the contractor and with the owners, that risk is there. Yeah, the fact that we tried to speak with NEC, and like there is no feedback, you don't really get a hold of them as is, so we'll see what they come back with. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, just another question. If we approve this variance today, is there going to be any issues come up from the city's point of view in planning with other permits at all? No, nothing? Out of the ordinary, I guess what I'm saying.
Through the chair, I don't think so, because technically we're not supportive of the application because of the policy. So it wouldn't set a precedent where we're supporting stuff that runs contrary to the Niagara Escarpment Plan. The committee, you guys can make whatever decision you feel is appropriate. So I don't think this is a situation where we'd be kind of setting a precedent, because staff are being consistent in how we're applying our policies. Thank you.
So I guess my other question is, if NEC didn't comment or go forward with anything at all, it'd be clear sailing.
If we didn't have to get the minor variance, NEC would have no comments in general. So if we didn't have the flankage yard, if it was a regular yard and we could put it in the rear right corner, the NEC would not have had said anything or been notified of it.
Just wanted to try to identify.
Yeah, no.
The winding.
Yeah.
What you're going to have, so, okay.
Yeah, if you want to.
Yeah.
So just one thing real quickly. So I'm here representing the builder on this project, Limestone Trail. So we've been in business for about 40 years. So we specialize in prefab and outdoor structures. We have run into this kind of, I guess, unique set of rules where the NEC kind of has some quote unquote outdated policies, where we've kind of run into the situation with other townships within Niagara, where kind of the discussion you guys are having today. And we have seen detached additional dwelling units pass where the NEC kind of hasn't put anything forward once the kind of committee of adjustment does pass. So obviously I know Hamilton is very different to St. Catharines or Niagara Falls, but I did just want to kind of address that we have seen this before. So we are obviously aware of the risk of them saying something, but in the past we haven't run into that. So I just wanted to make sure they had that.
Hi, sorry, what was your name?
My name's Adam Kozlowski.
Okay. Any other questions? Motion? Oh,
I'm going to motion to approve with the proposed conditions and notes.
okay. Moved by Sebastian, seconded by Yannicka. All in favor? Opposed? Seeing none, motion carried, application approved.
Thank you very much for your time today.
Okay. Next, we have a minor variance application, 826015, 18 Hamilton Street, North Flamborough. Owner is a numbered company, 997484 Ontario Incorporated, J. Raba, and the agent is Arcadis J. Marcus and N. Digman. Are there any members of the public who wish to speak on this application? Okay, seeing none, I'll ask the applicant or agent, please step forward. Please provide your name and address, and you have 5 minutes to speak. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Jared Marcus from Arcadis. Our corporate office is located at 360 James Street North here in Hamilton. We've seen the staff report, the comments. We note they're recommending approval of the application. I would note that some of the variances are referenced in a different manner than we had applied in the original application. We've had some discussion with zoning staff just to confirm that we're in agreement with the changes they've proposed and the additional variance, so we're happy with the way it is. The only question I have is just if I could have the committee read the variances back to me, so I'm sure that they're being written down the way we understand them to be, if that's okay.
Just give me a moment. I'm just referring to the staff comments which were posted online. Staff are recommending that variance 1, it's being revised to notwithstanding the maximum building height of 11 meters, the maximum permitted building height shall be 3 stories to a maximum of 17.5 meters. And then variance 2 is stone veneer shall be permitted exterior building cladding material, whereas the bylaw excludes stone veneer as a permitted exterior building cladding. Variance 3, a minimum of 39% of the area of the ground floor facade facing the street shall be composed of doors and windows, whereas the bylaw requires 80% of the area of the ground floor facade to be doors and windows. And then variance 4, a minimum 22% of the facade of second and third stories shall be composed of windows, whereas the bylaw requires a minimum of 25% of the facade of second and third stories shall be composed of windows.
Thank you for that. There was there had been some correspondence, but not between me, but between some of my colleagues and zoning staff identifying that there was an additional variance needed for parking. In the emails written to us, they had identified that 230 spaces were required where the site is providing 220.
Yes, through the chair, yes, there is a comment within and also it's on the staff comments, that's from the zoning section. They made a comment that the notice write-up should be altered to add the following variance. 220 parking spaces shall be provided for a shopping center instead of the 230 parking spaces required.
Okay, thank you for that. The only comment I want to make to those revised variances is that the zoning bylaw wording for variance number 2 technically refers to it as manufactured stone veneer. Whereas the notice only refers to it as stone veneer. So I think it'd be important to keep consistent language with the zoning bylaw by adding the word manufactured.
Okay.
So thank you, Mr. Chair. Otherwise, we're happy with the comments we've received from the city. The application is going through a concurrent site plan review, so all the technical matters with the application are being reviewed through that process, and we're hopeful to have that resolved in the very near future. So otherwise, we don't have any more comments for you. We did provide some slides, but they're the information that was already included in the submission package. So if there are comments or questions from the committee, I'd be happy to try to answer those for you.
Okay, does the committee have any questions?
I'm going to propose to approve the application with the revised variance 1 and then adding manufactured to variance 2. with all the proposed conditions and notes.
Okay, moved by Sebastian, seconded by Robert. All in favor? Opposed? Seeing none, motion carried, application approved.
Okay, thank you for your
Sorry,
time.
through the chair, is that parking-related variance, would that be added as well, or no? For the parking?
Yes, if it's needed, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, thank you for your time.
And through the chair, we have a scheduled, break now. I'm just wondering, we're running a little bit later than our schedule here in the agenda. Just wondering what time the committee, like 5 minutes? Okay, so we'll come back around 11:01 a.m. We'll take a short break now. Thank you. break at 11:04 a.m. Next, we have a minor variance application, A26014, 39 Ditton Drive, Hamilton. Owner is L. Digmartino, and the applicant is J. Schwab, and the agent is Van Grohl Associates Incorporated, C. Hogan. Are there any members of the public who wish to speak on this application? Okay, seeing none, I'll ask the applicant or agent step forward and please provide your name and address, and you have 5 minutes to speak. Thank you.
Excuse me. Good morning, Mr. Chairman and committee members. My name is Elroy Van Grohl. I'm the Van Grohl of Van Grohl and Associates. We're the applicant for this. Our address is 2 St. Clair Avenue in Toronto. This is a very simple variance that we're asking for. It's entirely a question of use. Firstly, I just wanted to confirm, did you receive my letter?
Sorry, which letter was it?
The letter from Van Grohl and Associates addressed to Justin Young.
Was it the one yesterday? I believe I forwarded it to the committee members last night, yesterday evening.
Night?
Yeah. Yeah, I believe I sent it over.
I see some nodding heads, so it feels like you did it.
Yeah.
If I could just run through the argument that the letter presents, just to ensure that you do understand our position. So the existing site is designated Employment Area Business Park within your official plan. Your official plan allows for a broad range of employment uses, and then specifically this site is zoned M3 Prestige Business Park by your zoning bylaw 05200. It also allows a broad range of uses. The reason we're in front of you today is that while there is a broad range of uses allowed, the use that we are proposing, which is private club or lodge, is not permitted in the M3 zone. However, we believe the requested variance maintains the general intent and purpose of the official plan, as the official plan promotes other uses in the employment area business park that support businesses and employees of the employment area. The official plan only excludes major retail and residential uses. Ancillary uses, which primarily support businesses' employees, which include hotels, health, and recreational facilities, are permitted. The intent of the use is to allow for a volunteer group to provide baseball training to young people. We believe that this recreational use will allow young people to improve their skills in baseball. In our opinion, the requested relief is desirable and appropriate for the subject site, as it will accommodate an important and much-needed recreational facility within this neighborhood. We would ask that you support our request for the variance. We also, further to our letter, there's also a letter from Councillor Tom Jackson. Did the committee receive this letter?
Yes.
I see nodding heads. That's encouraging. Excuse me. Mr. Jackson notes that while this use does, I realize it's easier for me just to read the letter than try to parse it for you. I realize the M3 zone does not permit this type of use. However, this type of use, if permitted, will not be precedent-setting in the Red Hill Business Park. Past approvals of sports or private clubs include a mixed martial arts club on Stone Church East and a pickleball facility on Nebo Road and a previous soccer dome now converted into another pickleball facility. I won't continue reading on this other than it speaks about how this is a volunteer organization, and in Councillor Jackson's opinion, is a use and activity that should be supported. Then we received on March 1st some comments from the Planning Department. The Planning Department note that all their departments either had no comments or no concerns other than development planning, and zoning provided some comments which they provided to us directly, and is the reason why we are here in front of you today. The main comment from the Planning Department is that this proposed use should be denied because it's inconsistent with the provincial policy, which is a curious statement, in my opinion, because the provincial planning statement that they're referring to is largely about housing. It's in fact almost entirely about housing and doesn't speak to ancillary uses in employment lands. And the Committee of Adjustment is here exactly for this reason. We are asking for a variance. We believe it's minor. We believe the use and the folks who are running the uses, who are all volunteers, are doing all of this for the best intentions of the young people of Hamilton. And so we ask that you consider this to be a minor variance and worth supporting. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I know that, well, before I ask the committee, I know that there's a need for this in the area. The only other one I know of is in Dundas or whatever. There's a training facility there, but the lineups to get signed in are quite long, and if you aren't very quick at the start of it, a lot of kids don't get into that one through the winter months. And I think it's, in my opinion, I think it's a great idea and a great facility to get kids active and get them out of the houses in the wintertime and get them into a facility like this. I think there's a tax situation as well where the city will probably incur more taxes when it's a used building rather than it sits vacant.
Correct.
Yeah. And some of the finance situation of the city, I'm sure they can use as much money as possible. And I'm not sure, and I know it's, as you alluded to, this is one of the reasons why the committee's here. It's kind of a gray area, in my opinion. Planning staff have to follow what policies are in place.
That is their job.
We've had different ones before. We had a bakery once that wasn't zoned for a certain area, and all the neighbors wanted it, type of thing. And you know, there was a parking issue on that one. I'm not sure if it came back to us or not, but in my opinion, I don't have a vote unless there is a tie, but in my opinion that, you know, if the committee sees it favorable and it does get through this committee, then it's up to planning to decide whether they appeal our decision or not.
That they have that opportunity, yes.
Yeah, and so even though their position is what we see in front of us, they still may have an idea too, but I'll leave it at that for now. Committee members, Robert.
The building itself, and on the drawing that was submitted, there's a back section. Is that currently occupied?
It is currently occupied by the landlord.
Okay, that makes it easier.
Yes.
And it's all, like, you know, you look back from the road, it's one big, is there a second story at all, or mezzanine, or?
Not that I'm aware of.
It's just all open inside?
Correct.
The one thing that concerns me is the definition of what you would, you know, we could put you in under. The private club or lodge.
Well, keep in mind that we made a building permit submission for this project, and the comments that we received back from the zoning department were that you do not meet the zoning because we deem you to be disuse. And so I believe zoning have determined that that is what the use is, and that it's.
But that's kind of, that's fine, the use is one thing, but it's what could happen inside the club is the, you know, without being bold, I mean, could it turn into an after-hours club for the instructors to have a beer afterwards or something like that?
I highly doubt that that's their plan.
Well, I'm just thinking the obvious, that's all, so.
I think that's counterintuitive to throwing baseballs and hitting them.
Well, yeah, I know. It's just in that definition.
I agree.
It's a lot to it, so.
We're stuck with definitions that are defined in your zoning bylaw, and so we have to.
That one semi-fits. I'll use that.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. I think, unless anybody else got any comments at all?
I was just going to say briefly, like less than a minute away, there's literally like a boxing club. What you're saying with events, they host events there after hours for boxing events, right? Like, to me, this is a much tamer version of what's already existing.
Possibility, but it is a tamer version, sure.
Don't forget they're training youth who are not of the drinking age. So
It wasn't the younger ones I was worried about.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Nick?
Yeah, I mean, this is, you know, obviously the 4 tests are what we apply, but sometimes there are some really exceptional opportunities, exceptional presentations that, you know, we just have to think outside the box about what is best for our youth. I mean, they are really suffering. Would surely rather see them training for a great sport than on the street. And it looks like the presenter here has worked very hard to try to make this match what would be needed as much as possible. So with that said, I'm going to support this. And
thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, are there any other comments or questions?
I'm going to make a comment. I played ball all my life. I was a catcher, and we trained in my barn. And I think it's a great place to have that. So I will make a motion to approve this.
Okay, motion's made by Mel, seconded by Robert. All in favor? Opposed? Seeing none opposed. Application carried.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, committee. Appreciate your time.
Good luck, and hopefully it flies right through.
Yeah.
Okay, next we have a minor variance application, A25256, 43 Munn Street, Hamilton. Owner is PSM GMT Incorporated, Point Singer. Applicant is C. Point Singer and R. Point Singer. And agent is Sarah Brown Home Design Incorporated, S. Brown. I believe we have 2 interested parties. I'll just see if they're here. Glenn Carruthers. Carruthers. And Mark Johnson. Mark Johnson. Okay, I don't believe they're here. Is there any other members of the public who wish to speak on this application? Seeing none, I'll ask the applicant or agent to please step forward. Please provide your name and address, and you have 5 minutes to speak. Thank you.
Hello, good morning. My name is Sarah Brown, and I am the authorized agent for the owners of the property at 43 Munn Street. My address is 27 German School Road, and that's Paris, Ontario. The proposed concept for this property is to construct a new fourplex dwelling. The original proposed design for this property was tabled. There were some variances for that, and it was tabled back on January 20th. Since that time, the owner and myself have been working with city staff to revise both the building and the site layout to align with the neighborhood infill guidelines. As a result of the revisions to the proposal, the previous requested variances are no longer required. However, there are 3 variances that we are requesting as part of this revision. We have read through city staff comments, and we are in agreement with their feedback, and feel that there's no other way to go. So, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Does the committee have any questions?
So you had a lot of work with the staff to get to where we are today from the previous submission?
Correct. Yes.
Well, it's the end of the day. Make a motion to approve with the variances and conditions.
Okay, motion made by Robert, seconded by Nick. All in favor? Opposed? Seeing none, motion carried, application approved.
Thank you very much.
Through the chair, next there was a minor variance application A25287, 163 Albany Avenue, Hamilton. Applicant K. Wade and K. Osario Alejo, and the owners are the same, K. Wade and K. Osario Alejo. This application was tabled or was deferred prior to the hearing, so I don't believe the applicant or agent is here. But if there's any members of the public interested in this application, again, 163 Albany Avenue, the application was tabled prior to the hearing. If anyone's here, if you want, you could fill out an interested party form. It's just behind the podium. Fill it out and just leave it there. Or if there's anyone on WebEx, you can email us at cofa@hamilton.ca, and we will keep you up to date on this application if there's any updates to provide. Okay, thank you. And next, we're going to chair and staff updates. I don't know if the chair had anything to provide.
The one question I have is, we had an online meeting, Bloomberg meeting, and I just wondered what, any comments on that meeting, the ones that attended it, what you thought? Okay.
I can just say, like, it was just an event kind of asking us what we thought about certain ways to bring more awareness into the Committee of Adjustment and the Committee of Adjustment processes for both internal staff as well as external citizens. And essentially, they were looking to see what our thoughts were with their current tactics that they were proposing, and if we had any suggestions. I thought it went well, and they were really receptive to our feedback, and what they were proposing was good to hear, because we do see a lot of confusion coming around the Committee of Adjustment and exactly what we do.
I think, I know we have the marathon tomorrow, training and all that. A lot of it's already laid out, but there is some open spots looking at the agenda that maybe if we all sit down tonight after dinner and come up with some questions that could be applicable tomorrow. I know I've got 1 or 2. And just to help us make the decisions and understand things better with the planning department and all that, to get the ball rolling so there's no chilling after effect. The 3-letter word we don't like, OLT. Sometimes we don't have any choice. Like the last one that came out was an application was approved by city, the staff. We approved it, and it got appealed. So it's a no-win situation, but I think it's our work here with the planning department to get the best resolution going forward, so we have a basis to make a decision on. And I know it's come back a few times to try to eliminate tabling, but there are times that it's required as necessity. I know one of my questions tomorrow will be, when we get an application from staff and it recommended to be tabled because they don't have enough information or can't make a decision, then we shouldn't be coming to us until that is resolved. That's something I want to bring up tomorrow. But anyway, that's it.
Yes. Yeah, so through the chair, I mean, just to reiterate, the Bloomberg Initiative, it's from the US, and they selected certain cities in North America just to look at improving local governance. So Hamilton was selected, and for one of the things we worked on was for Committee of Adjustment, and we developed a pamphlet for minor variances. So we're going to have those provided to the public and online. We're also going to be working on a video as well to post online. My understanding from the Bloomberg Group is that they are going to later on have additional funding and initiatives. So we're going to see if we can be a part of that, and we'll try to see if we can then next do the pamphlet for the consent applications and also do some other, maybe some other work as well. Yeah.
Is there notes or anything from that meeting that I missed?
I can take a look, yeah. I think, did we record it? I don't know. Anna, did we record that session? Were you there or no?
Or some information on the Bloomberg?
Yeah, I could send that. Yeah, I'll send you over
I
can send you over that pamphlet too. Yeah, I'll send that over to you. I think we did, but I can send it to you again. Yeah, I'll send that to you after the hearing. Yeah.
I think like Robert and Sebastian said, they were looking more for comments from us on how City of Hamilton could do a better job, basically.
And then, yeah, if there wasn't anything else. Yeah, and just, reiterate, there is a Committee of Adjustment member training tomorrow. So that I think it's like a full day training. So the C of A staff will be there, development planning and source water protection staff will be there as well. So just to give some more training to all the members and of course to the new member. And there'll be an opportunity, I think there'll be questions and answers as well.
And that meeting is in which room?
It's on the 8th floor at the top.
Oh, okay.
At the top here of Hamilton City Hall. Yeah. Okay. And then,
What's the room number?
I don't think there's a room.
and it will be catered, so there will be, there will be food as well.
An open
Yeah.
space, I think.
On the 8th floor?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then just to let the committee know, there is 2 appeals that we did receive. 2 appeals to the Ontario Land Tribunal. So one of them was related to 117 Loudon Avenue, which was a consent application, B25087. The city appealed it because there was some conditions that were removed by the committee. So the city has appealed that, and that appeal I've prepared the appeal package. It will be going out it should be going out to the OLT the end of this week. And then we just also received an appeal it was a minor variance application, A25249, 231 Bay Street North. I don't know if the committee recalled. It was at the last Committee of Adjustment hearing. The CN Rail has appealed that one. Yeah. So we'll be preparing the package for that.
With that one, it kind of caught me off guard when we got it because I went back and dug into it. The first 2 conditions that came from the staff and we approved was exactly what they're appealing, that there is no agreement within 300 meters, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm just wondering where that one's coming from. I mean, it's part of the conditions were there.
Yeah, I mean, I believe those conditions were imposed by Metrolinx, though, right? So this is now CN Rail.
But it did mention CN, the rail yard shunting and everything else. So
I'm not sure. I believe just as a note, I believe the applicant is speaking with CN Rail right now. But if we don't hear anything, we'll just continue to process that appeal.
It just caught
package.
me off guard because
Yeah.
what they were asking for in their appeal was right in the conditions.
Yeah.
So we're looking for more clout? I don't know. So, anyway.
And I believe my manager, Emily Coe, has some comments as well.
Through the chair, just wanted to let you know for tomorrow with the training, there's only one elevator that goes up to the 8th floor. It's the far left elevator in the bank of the 3. So if you happen to get on the other 2, you'll have to get off at 7 and walk up. So I don't want you to arrive here and get in the elevator and there's no button for 8. So that's how you'll be able to get up there, okay?
Actually, that's an important note. Yeah, I forgot to mention that. If there wasn't anything else, if you want to adjourn the hearing.
Okay, motion for adjournment. Donna, do we need a second or?
Yeah, I think we just need a motion. Yeah. It's not, okay. And we're adjourned at 11:29 a.m.